Multiple offers? They're back! And this is exactly why you need to stay tuned to this week's episode of Prime Property. Promise you, it'll be worth it. Good day, Toronto. Welcome to another episode of Prime Property. So glad you could join us here. It's T-minus 2 months until our wedding and we just booked our honeymoon. Woo! Pretty excited for this exotic trip that will be going on, but for now, it's hush hush, okay? So we went through the spring of 2019 and I have to say, multiple offers are back. And they're likely to stay for a while because I think we're in a pretty heated seller's market. Now, without sounding like a nagging parent, these multiple offers are here to stay strictly because of one reason. We have a supply issue that has never been resolved. And until the demand dies down and the supply issue is resolved, we should probably continue having multiple offers on entry-level product because that's just how the trends are going. Anybody who doesn't follow real estate market as closely as we do are often very shell-shocked when they decide to finally get into the market, meaning buy something. Some stay in a state of disbelief and think that we're lying to them, honestly, while others may understand what's going on and just proceed to navigate through it. Now, most of the facts I'm about to show you, explain to you, mainly focus on a few cohorts, the mainly popular ones, being the under $1 million properties that are condos in the downtown core and semis in towns around the GTA for the more entry-level family, okay? Now, as we wind down the rather heated spring market, I have encountered a ton of multiple offers on good properties, much more than I expected. Now, these are the 3-bedroom semis in towns with 2-car parking spots I was talking about, or the 1-bedrooms or 1+ dens with parking spots in the downtown core around the $600,000-$700,000 mark. All of these unit types are in super high demand right now and I'll probably continue seeing multiple offers in the fall. Now, offer nights usually present themselves with anywhere between 2 to 4 offers, and this is not nearly as crazy as back in 2016, but still, it's very competitive nonetheless. In the next week's episode, I plan on peeling back the curtain on the list side of multiple offers, but for now, let me give you 3 tips on navigating multiple offers because they're definitely here to stay and it will continue after the fall time. Number 1, get a good realtor. Honestly, this may sound super self-serving, but I'm completely serious. If you hire a new agent because they promise you some kind of commission kickback or you're shopping around because you don't really see the value of an agent, that ultimately is up to you. But having a good realtor aside gives you good knowledge on pricing and non-biased third-party advice on offer date. At least that's what a good realtor is supposed to do, right? To facilitate the deal a lot easier. However, yes, you can use House Sigma or Bungle to see sold prices in an area, but that's only half the battle. As a buyer, you may have only experienced transacting 1 or 3 times in real estate at most, and most often, if you did it way back then, you probably didn't experience any multiple offer situations. Now, I encounter these almost on a weekly basis, multiple times. So that experience pays dividends in these situations, so I have to go through the heartache of losing a property over and over and over again. It's like saying, you know, in theory, you could represent yourself in court, but you still hire a lawyer anyways, right? 2, be mortgage approved. Holy crap, this is so important. Whenever I speak to a client, I always ask them if they're spoken to a mortgage broker first. The first main reason is that because if you're mortgage approved, then you know what your upper limit is. And generally, I find a lot of buyers hesitant to tell me because they think I'm trying to push them over the top. But really what happens is I want to find you what's maximal for the money you can buy, what's the best value in the product you can afford. Sometimes I'll propose a different area or a different asset class because maybe it's just not realistic for what they're trying to buy. Number 2 for the mortgage broker is knowing the maximum mortgage will allow you to maybe push yourself or go up to the exact point where you can on multiple offer situations, because in these situations, most often than not, the seller will ask you to improve your offer on offer night. And the third reason is, should the situation call for it, being able to waive your financing condition because you know your mortgage approved is going to help improve the terms of your offer. This is going to go a long way when you get into multiple offer situations on offer night, especially when they get very heated. Number 3, have your deposit money ready. Cha-ching! Having the deposit ready on offer night will show that you have the money in the bank. Most of the time, money talks. You have to remember, until there's some kind of money consideration for the contract, up to this point when you've negotiated an offer, it's really just been pushing paper. Although both parties are technically legal bound to it, the time between accepting something and when the deposit check is received, there's a lot of anxiety on the seller's part, and it's actually completely unreal. That's why having that deposit is really good. Like the old adage said, show me the money. That's why it's very important to get that done. Now, if you're presenting this an offer, you definitely want to bring the exact same check, but if it's not, you know, a photo is good enough. There's no harm in doing it because, you know, creating a bank draft is almost free if you have a decent bank. So those are the major tips on navigating through a multiple offer situation. There are obviously a lot more little tiny tweak strategies that can utilize, but those are the major ones. In next week's episode, I'll be providing you some similar insights for multiple offer situation, but from a perspective of a seller and how to maximize your property to get top dollar. Until next time, happy real estating.